Joseph was a shepherd, and he loved his father. Well, his father also loved him. He was kind of like that guy that was born late in his dad's life, so he's treated really special, got everything cool, was the cool kid, got what he wanted, did what he wanted, but really, he was really obedient and humble. See, that's what God likes in us. He likes us to be obedient and humble, and that's what his father loved about him. So, one day he was being the shepherd that he was, taking care of the sheep, doing what he had to do, getting the job done. His father called upon him and said, Joseph, I have a gift for you. I have this coat of many colors that I want to give you. Well, Joseph, yes, thank you, Father. I appreciate that. Well, his brothers were like, man, that ain't right. We're older. We should get that. That's ours. And so that got all in their heads. Well, later on, it talks about how Joseph had a dream. They were all picking bushels of wheat. Well, his bushels of wheat were outstanding. Well, all of his brothers' bushels of wheat started bowing to his bushel of wheat. So he come back, he says, brothers, I had this great dream. I think y'all need to hear this. Well, when he told his brothers what happened, his brothers go, oh no, we're too strong. We're never going to bow down to you. That'll never happen. That's for you. That's your dream. That's not for us. Well, they got really jealous and upset. And in jealousy, we usually act in some sort of negative way. So their negative way of acting was they bound him up, threw him in a hole, and sold him. Well, when they sold him, they forgot about it. They made up some sob story, tell their dad how he died or whatever. Well, later on, Joseph started progressing out of slavery, into being in cahoots with Pharaoh. All right. Well, after he was in cahoots with Pharaoh, his brothers forgot about it. And there was a famine in Canaan. Well, his brothers run to Israel because that was the only place to get it, and they didn't recognize their brother. That was the governor. And whenever Joseph revealed who he was, he wept. When he wept, he had love and compassion. Now that word compassion, there's another word that's similar to compassion. Pity. Now, the only way to know the difference between pity and compassion and to get on that flip side of compassion is through love. You see, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 43, it says, you have heard the laws that say, love your neighbor, but hate your enemy. But I say, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. In that way, you will be acting as true children of the Father in heaven. For he gives sunlight to both evil and good, and he sends rain to just and unjust. Well, we need to love those who persecute us, want to throw us under the bus, want to do things to make us feel uncomfortable. We need to have compassion for them. And in 1 Corinthians, it talks about, in 1 Corinthians 13:4, it says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful, or proud, or rude, even so. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable. And it keeps no record of being wrong. Well, I have to tell you all another story about a guy at my school. His name is Brooks. And Brooks come to school one day, missing the bottom of the sheet. And I said, Brooks, man, what? And he said, I walked into a water hole and my sheet fell apart. And God just broke my heart for that guy. I had so much compassion for him. So I went through all my stuff and I just started giving him stuff. Just started giving it to him. Well, he saw that love and compassion in my heart, and that's helped me to minister to him. And in those days when he feels like he has nobody or everything's wrong and he hates his life, he runs to me and I run to God for him. And I show him the way to run. So I'm going to break the word compassion down in 3 ways today. The first part, come. How do we know what love is if we don't come to a secret place and let him show us what compassion is? Pass. We can't pass past other people. Every time we pass them, they just long to go back. We can't pass them and not give them compassion. Now, the last part, shun. We can't shun those who need love and compassion, because if we do, we are going to be shunned ourselves. What you reap, you will sow. So let me ask you today, do you long for compassion?